Hi everyone, I am going to model for you a question from the textbook 7F, question 5. This is part of the least squares regression line work. So the first question is asking us to set this up as a scatter plot. So again, we have to go set graph setting. We have to make sure that we have our values in the right place. For this case, we want shoe size on the bottom and we want our weight up there. So we draw it. We have our graph like this. Now this obviously looks like a positive linear association. It doesn't look terribly strong though. So what we need to do is we now need to look at some data and we need to sort of see how strong it is. So if we go calc two variables, again, shoe size versus weight, we can get a calculation here. It's giving us standard deviations, telling us the average X and Y values, min, max, etc. Now from here, what we can do is we go calc, regression, linear regression. We want to make sure that we're using our shoe size and our weight properly. We want to copy the formula so that we can fiddle with it later. And we hit OK. And it gives us our equations looking like this. Y equals AX plus B. A is the gradient of the line. B is the y-intercept. And R is how closely it correlates. So it's our Pearson's correlation coefficient. All right, 0.7, strong positive. All right, we hit OK. And there's our line right through the middle there. All right. Now to connect this with 7G, if I were looking at this graph and I were looking at anything along this line between these two data points, that would be interpolation. However, if I go below this line or below this point here or past this point here, that's when it becomes extrapolation. All right, my results out here can't be trusted. All right, so we can show that, we can do that as an example. If we zoom out and we zoom out a bit more, what we can do is we can move along our equation here and it tells me someone with shoe size of 0 basically 0 is only going to weigh 25 kilos. Well, that means someone with no feet is only going to weigh 25 kilos. But I think we can all agree that that makes absolutely no sense. And then as we move along upwards, we can see that someone with shoe size 15 should weigh about 100 kilos. Well, looking at me, that's clearly not true. All right, but at the same time, you can get even further and further away and your results become less and less accurate. Because if I zoom out here, all of a sudden I can see negative values. And obviously we can't have negative values. We can't have negative shoe sizes. We can't have negative weights. All right.